Happy Gregorian New Year.
Hey, 2026.
We made it. We're alive.
Yes. Yes, I know. The bar is low.
The bar is in hell.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
gosh. I
At
can't
least we
believe
could
it's
laugh.
2026. Yeah.
At least we could laugh. Well, we were just saying how this day feels fake because as astrologers, we look to the Aries ingress as like our new year or like the lunar new year that happens in February. So it's just an arbitrary day in the middle of winter. So
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing growing on the trees. I was looking around. I'm like, it's freezing, but okay, here we are.
yeah, we're doing it.
Hmm.
So we hope that you had a great 2025 and we are starting 2026. How do you feel about the astrology of January?
I feel like the first half is a little better than the last half,
Okay,
right?
that's a plus.
Yeah, I think the last like 10 days of the month are pretty intense, but I think that there are some sweet spots in the first few weeks of it.
I like that positivity.
Yeah. What about you?
And well, I think it's interesting that there's so much going on between Capricorn and Aquarius. It's a very Saturnian ruled month, obviously. And there's all these cazimis and conjunctions and oppositions to Jupiter and Cancer that, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be focused on their plans and growing something, building something, starting something new.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But should we do some news stories to recap, bring 2025 to an official close?
Yes, please.
Did you watch the Diddy Reckoning on Netflix?
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see it.
I want to see it too,
Yeah.
but I haven't yet either. On December 2nd, the Netflix show movie, I don't know, I think it's a documentary.
Hmm.
It came out and it was funded and produced by 50 Cent, which is so funny because 50 Cent has had this long-term 20-year grudge against P. Diddy, Sean Combs. And when I looked up their natal charts, both of them don't have time charts, but Diddy has his North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo with a Virgo moon. So he's going through his nodal return.
Mm.
And 50 Cent is a Cancer sun, Saturn in Cancer, but he has his Gemini moon, and 50 Cent's moon squares Diddy's nodes, which was the same configuration as that full moon in Gemini when this came out. I just thought that
Oh,
was such a crazy pattern.
yes.
And the first indictment of Sean Combs was on September 16th, 2024, where there was a lunar eclipse in Pisces at 28 degrees. So obviously his nodal return is a reckoning.
Right, right. Oh my gosh. And didn't you make a TikTok that was like, this is why you don't cross a Cancer? Because
Yes.
50 Cent is the Cancer and they're so nostalgic. They hold on to grudges. They don't let
Hold
go.
on. They never forget.
Hmm.
Cancer people never forget. And, you know, his Gemini moon is speaking to his Cancer placements. And I find Gemini moons like gather receipts, they
Oh
gather
yeah.
evidence. And
Yes.
so the fact that he allegedly, I only was following this through TikTok. He had paid out the videographer that Diddy failed to pay, and that's how he was able to get the footage. Like, talk about petty.
Amazing. I am here for it.
I'm
I
so here for it.
love that.
I'm like, not only get revenge, but like get him where it like hurts. That's the
Hmm.
energy we're going into in 2026, I have to say. It
That's amazing.
was brilliant. And then December 5th, so this was after the full moon in Gemini, Netflix bought out Warner Brothers for $83 billion dollars. And this puts in question like a lot of the antitrust laws. And Netflix is going through its Saturn return because it was the first release was August 29th, 1997 at a solar eclipse in Virgo. And when it first came out, I don't know if y'all remember this. Some people I'm friends with were born in 1997. And I was like, oh my God. It first started out as a DVD service where you
I
had to like,
loved it. Yes.
remember?
Yes. I used to get the DVDs and it was like so
Yes.
thrilling. Yeah.
Yes. It was like Blockbuster, but like you didn't have to leave your home.
Yep.
Um, oh man. So yeah, there's like a repeated pattern here around, Netflix going through its Saturn return, and the nodes were in, well, the North Node was in Virgo at that time, and the South Node was in Pisces. So it's a nodal reversal, I guess it's going through. And then same day, Luigi Mangione's case might have been thrown out. I don't know if there's any update to that since then because the police didn't have a search warrant to go through his bag and they didn't read him his Miranda rights. And when he was arrested last year, Mercury was retrograde in Sagittarius. So this news came out when Mercury and Saturn went direct, station direct.
Yeah. I think um that Netflix news in particular under the full moon in Gemini, it's so important to note that like the full moon in Gemini is about information and how we consume information, how we receive information, and that deal selling Warner Brothers to basically all of the media is owned by just a handful of billionaires now. So the narratives are all controlled by these very powerful, wealthy people with specific agendas.
Mhm.
And um and then there's another part of that where um didn't they say that CNN and Discovery was going to be sold separately? Did you hear about
Ooh,
this?
no, I didn't
So
hear that.
So I think, okay, Jared Kushner's has something to do with this, but a company associated with him, a company associated with, oh, don't quote me. I have brain mush right now, but there's someone associated with Trump is was pushing back against this deal,
Uh,
and it
uh,
was going to fracture the the original Warner Brothers deal and require that CNN be separate, sold
mhm.
separately. And the underlying reason for that is because ahead of the midterms, if this person in this company controls CNN, they control the narratives ahead of the midterms.
Ooh.
So there's just a lot of layers to this
Hmm.
deal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that full moon was co-present with Mercury, which was at the bendings, which was square the nodes. So I don't think that we are privy to a lot of the hidden things that they were doing. And obviously, in the backdrops, Neptune is at the anaretic degree like all month.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't really know what's going on. And I mean, I think a lot of these deals have nefarious intention, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And so the Luigi Mangione thing is still ongoing a year later, and we shall see.
Yep.
The patron saint of healthcare, people are calling him.
Oh,
And
I just found it. It's Paramount, which is backed and owned by Larry Ellison.
yes,
So
yes.
they came in and are trying to control CNN essentially. But yes. Okay.
Yes. And I think he comes up later on in the news stories, Larry Ellison.
Sure
Yeah.
he does. What a guy.
Yeah. So basically, I think this is also part of the Uranus and Gemini story where media is going to change, the Pluto and Aquarius, where it's censorship. I think, we're at the final degrees of these transits.
Look at
So,
look at CBS. It's
yes.
like literally Fox 2.0.
Oh my God, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
I
And it
was
happened
actually,
overnight.
it did.
Yeah. It's crazy, but
And there was a story that I was going to add, but I couldn't figure out like the exact date of it was they stopped this 60 Minutes story from coming out about
be caught.
the CCOT and it got leaked in Canada, so like people were able to watch it.
Mhm.
But watching that was horrific. I mean, we saw the videos on TikTok, right? But I was like, oh, they're really censoring the truth from coming out.
Hmm.
What were like concentration camp? People talk about like the Holocaust, but it's like still happening.
Totally. Yes, there are concentration camps in America and outside of America where we're sending
Hmm.
people.
Hmm. Yes. On December 14th, there was a Mars and Sagittarius square Neptune and Pisces at 29 degrees, and there were shootings at Brown University and at Bondi Beach in Sydney. The one in Bondi Beach was like an anti-Semitic attack against Jewish. They were doing something like for Hanukkah, I think.
Hmm.
And I call the anaretic degree the crash out degree. And, whenever we have Mars squaring a planet, it's like, and I thought it was interesting. I don't know if interesting is the right word, but it was square Neptune and Pisces and it happened at a beach.
And it's religion, it's spiritually driven, right? Like that's Neptunian. It's horrific, but it's very on brand for the astrology.
Yes. And obviously, Sagittarius also has significations of studying. So it happened at a university.
Mm.
And then December 16th, the sun in Sagittarius. So there were a lot of squares between Sagittarius and Pisces. And Mercury was officially out of its shadow. And did you see those Vanity Fair photos by Christopher Anderson of the White House staff?
Yes. Yes. Yep. And the cute little filler spots or
Oh
the
my God.
injections. Yeah.
But like, I think Saint Hoax posted about these photos in terms of like art history, how to like look at this artwork of the photos, which I thought was so fascinating and how all of the poses and the lighting was so intentional.
Mm.
And wow, I was like, that was photos say a lot. And I think photos can be political as well.
And it was a repeat of a photo shoot. Vanity Fair did that. I don't know what year it was, but I know there's an astrological significance in repeat too, but they did a similar photo shoot with George W. Bush and Colin
Mhm.
Powell and a whole bunch of that administration that were the architects of, the wars in Iraq.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Hmm.
But it did feel very Sun square Saturn, like the sun represents authority and leaders, and then it's squaring to Saturn, which is like, it could be oppression and just like the hierarchy of our government, right? And just the photos being so unflattering.
Well, for them, it was bad press, right? Like, and that's very
Yeah.
Sun Square Saturn. It's like the authority figure getting
Mhm.
this like shitty take publicly,
Yes, like
right?
very.
Hmm.
Oh my God, Carolyn Levitt is 28.
I know.
Girl is not aging very well. I mean, woof.
Karma.
I know. Karma, Saturn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then on December 18th, this was right before the new moon in Sagittarius, which was on December 19th. Um, I didn't hear a lot of people talk about this, which kind of worries me about the algorithm of TikTok. But TikTok officially sold to three US investors. And I remember we talked about this at the beginning of the year around January 20th. Remember when
Hmm.
TikTok went black for like 3 hours during the inauguration? And we were like, oh, let's see what happens when Pluto stations direct, because this could be a continuation of this story with the sun. And so TikTok officially sells. It will be controlled by a new venture, joint venture, 50%, which will be owned by tech companies like Oracle, which is owned by Larry Ellison, private equity firm Silver Lake, and Emirati-backed investment firm MGX, which I'm like, this just sounds like the axis of evil. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for people who don't
Right?
know, Larry Ellison, who owns Oracle, is also one of the biggest contributors and supporters of the IDF and like quite
Mm-hmm.
literally funding the genocide in Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's that. He's a
Yeah.
billionaire.
Yes. So I don't know if you noticed that the algorithm definitely changed. I think it was 2 days ago where it was showing videos from like November.
That I'd already liked.
Yes, that you already watched. I don't know.
Hmm.
They're doing something over there. So TikTok as we know it is changing.
Hmm.
RIP. And then on December 19th, the actual day of the new moon, more Epstein file disclosures with photos came out, but so many redacted photos, and DJT was nowhere to be seen. I was like, mm-mm.
Yeah, just for anyone listening to the audio version, I'm just like eye rolling into oblivion.
She
Yeah.
is, and side-eyeing.
Mm.
Yes. And um, this is like the ongoing saga of that too. And then on December 25th, the US bombs Nigeria. And somewhere along, like during December, the US also bombed Venezuela or like boats
Hmm.
that were
Oh,
in.
there was a land strike that they're not covering.
Oh,
Wait,
I didn't even hear about that.
I heard that like a couple of days ago that Trump confirmed a land strike, and that is a different standard in international law. Like new boundaries have been crossed when you do a land strike.
Ooh, ooh.
But nobody's talking about it, and nobody knows because all of our media is freaking censored.
Yes. Ooh.
And oh my gosh, was it Iran officially declared war with the United States? Did you hear that?
I heard that, but it was taken out of context
Okay.
because when the US bombed Iran in the summertime, like that technically is a declaration of war from
Yeah.
like, so I think the I don't know, supreme leader, I don't know what they call their leader,
Yeah.
Ayatollah or something,
Yeah.
of Iran said that, we are officially at war with the United States because they bombed them.
Right, right, right. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Not like we are officially going to attack.
Okay, that was taken out of
Yeah.
context. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, whenever I hear the US bombing a place, I'm like, oh, they want something. They want their resources, they want their land or something. But on December 25th, this was Venus in Sagittarius square Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees. And I guess, like, reasoning that the Trump administration said they bombed Nigeria was because it's like the Islamic State of Nigeria. And we're all like, come on, please. Like, they probably want something like oil or I don't know what else, whatever. I mean, it's the same reason why they're bombing Venezuela, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
100%.
So, Neptune being at the anaretic degree of Pisces, I just say FAI.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like all
Uh,
the way. The way that they're using all of these natural water, like
the aquafillers.
y- yes, to
Hmm.
cool down these data centers
Aquafires. Yeah.
are so diabolical. Like I keep watching videos of people showing their like natural reservoir or lake or pond, and they're like, this is going to be gone because they're using this to cool down the data centers. And the data centers are predominantly in black and brown neighborhoods.
Yep.
And it's so toxic.
I think people genuinely don't have any idea or they don't have a conscience. I don't know what it is, but you know, um, a 100 word search response from ChatGPT is the equivalent of just pouring out a water bottle.
Hmm.
That's insane.
It's
Like
insane.
we live on Earth and like our resources are, finite. So,
Hmm.
um yeah, it's heartbreaking and it's predominantly like you said affecting brown and black people and their health and
Hmm.
their water and the air and everything.
Stop using AI. Like read a book, research something, create art.
Yeah.
Like I just don't understand like why you would do something for convenience. I mean, I do know why people do it, right? It's like everything. Convenience over like people's lives. It's just crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't say these things to doom and gloom, but really like arming you with information of what's going on in this world and that we all have a responsibility to each other and this planet.
Yeah, I think
And
the more that we talk about it, like the more hopefully it encourages other people to make changes, you know?
Mhm.
Um, you can
And
live
look
without
into it.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
You're gonna make it.
Hmm.
So should we get into January? Because there's a lot to get through.
Let's do it.
Okay. So January 1st, there is a couple of things going on. The
Mhm.
sun in Capricorn will sextile the North Node in Pisces at 10 degrees. Should I just keep like saying them?
Yeah.
Mercury in Sagittarius will square Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees. Mercury enters Capricorn, and then Venus in Capricorn will sextile the North Node in Pisces at 10 degrees.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally feeling the Mercury square Neptune. Like, people are probably hungover today, or they're having a good cry, or feeling confused. I think it's great in a sense that this energy is starting off on January 1st, the new year, where it's
Mhm.
like you should feel confused because this isn't actually the new year. This isn't actually the time for you to set intentions. Like, wait for in the northern hemisphere, the spring equinox. Like,
Mhm.
but this can definitely kick up a little like insecurities, confusion. Great time to channel your creative energy.
Mhm. Today, I guess collectively or in the news, you might hear news that might not be the truth, like a false
Mm,
flag or something that is presented to the public that tries to make you confused or puts a veil over you so that you don't see the truth. But personally, again, I think it's a great day to I mean, we're doing this forecast today, which is so funny.
mhm.
But maybe it's not the best day to have a serious conversation. It's more about like going with the flow and being a little bit more skeptical about what you hear, you know?
Yeah, I would just say avoid making important decisions today if you can. Wait
Yes.
till Mercury enters Capricorn later in the day. Um, And I think those connections with the North Node are sweet in the backdrop, but I think they're also like super subtle unless you have
Hmm.
a planet at 10 degrees of Capricorn.
Hmm.
But otherwise, I don't think too many people will notice it, but it could be a
Hmm.
moment where you feel like more confident about your life path, or maybe there's a creative endeavor or person you meet that feels affirming or fated in some way.
Hmm. And Mercury and Capricorn are like it's a longer transit, obviously, but the ingress is today. It is a Mercury that's a little more stoic, serious in tone. I think it was a couple of maybe years ago when you said that Mercury and Capricorn people don't tend to like speak very often,
Or like
right?
more succinct. I used to
Yes.
think like Mercury and Capricorn people hated me, but it's just that they have a Saturn ruled Mercury. And so
Yeah.
like they'll just tell you this is it,
Yeah.
and it's not
Yeah.
personal. It's just like that's how they talk. Whereas
Yes.
like my Mercury and Leo, your Mercury and Pisces were like da 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 da, right?
Yeah, they're not verbose.
Right, right,
Just
right,
say
right.
that.
That's
They're
perfect.
very like it is what it is
Hmm.
and very serious and yeah.
But a great time to commit and like come up,
Hmm.
think about the long term and
Hmm.
come up with plans and that kind of thing.
Yeah. And goals, yes.
Hmm.
So it is very January 1st.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Um, January 2nd, Chiron stations direct in Aries at 22 degrees.
Mm. If you didn't cry today, you're crying tomorrow.
Hmm. Especially because it's squaring Jupiter in Cancer for like most of the month, you know?
Hmm.
And Chiron in Aries is a wounding around independence and maybe your will and your ability to take action for yourself. Um,
Yeah, the inaction, what you've
the,
been wanting to
Mhm.
embody, or what you say you
Mhm.
embody and what you haven't done, that can all come up.
Mhm. And I think that's such a big theme for so many people that I know and work with. There's this like, and as an Aries, this is what I love about Aries people. It's like the ability to just initiate something. And I didn't realize that so many people lack that just like doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like a wounding around needing permission, or you need to have everything be perfect, or and Aries is like, I'm just gonna fail forward. I'm just gonna try it. And if it doesn't work
Yes.
out, then oh well.
Oh, I love that alliteration, fail forward.
Fail forward.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And so it'll bring you back to July 30th. That was when the retrograde began. So similar like turning points, themes and topics might
Hmm.
come up. But it's a day where you're feeling sensitive, where your deepest wounds are, coming up to the surface. And I always like to say with Chiron activations, it's an opportunity to choose different. Like,
Yes.
you can recommit to your healing path. Like, we're
Mhm.
always works in progress. And I think sitting with guilt, shame, and fear can be helpful and productive. But if you're just staying there, just speaking from experience, I like lived in this place for years of my life. You're not helping anyone.
Hmm.
You have to choose differently. You have to move forward and just, yeah.
And what I love about Chiron, like the healer archetype, is that one of the best ways to get over, not get over yourself, but like, is to help other people, is
Hmm.
to teach people. And I really found that last year when I was teaching astrology, I got over my imposter syndrome because I was helping other people.
I think we both did. It was like so
Yeah.
powerful.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's such a good call out.
Yeah. January 3rd, we have our first lunation of the month, the full moon in Cancer at 13 degrees.
We're still crying. We're still crying on January 3rd. But, this one feels uh, a little intense, right? It has a couple of important aspects baked into it. The moon is opposite Mars. It's going to be working its way to form a conjunction with Jupiter. So that Mars Jupiter opposition is baked into it that we're going to be experiencing on January 10th. So we get a little bit of a preview there. And kind of from the 3rd through the 10th, we're having the storyline play out. Um, and then the Venus Cazimi, which is the rebirth of Venus, it will take place the following day,
Hmm.
happens. Yeah, is kind of also in this lunation. So it feels like a big moment for your personal relationships, for your
Hmm.
relationship with desire, pleasure, joy, for taking big action, for having big moments of confrontation, especially regarding your sense of emotional security, your chosen family in the past. Definitely a great day to start the process of breaking a pattern or a cycle.
Ooh, I like that. I put in that it's conjunct the fixed star Sirius, which is a benefic star. It was a star that was revered by the ancient Egyptians. It is the dog star. I think it follows the mythology of Osiris. And Sirius is a star that's very important for the ancient Egyptians because in the summer they observed the heliacal rising of Sirius to coincide with the flooding of the Nile, which agriculturally brought about fertility
Hmm.
and abundance. It doesn't flood anymore because they're dams, but so in the one hand, I do think the Cancer part of your chart is experiencing some sort of like rising of the Nile, like symbolically, like, but again, I think it depends because I think it's more emotional, either like overwhelm, like you're feeling all the feels. And if you don't have a practice of like dealing with that, you could feel just emotional overwhelm, like, oh my God, I have all these like repressed feelings that are coming up, or you could be feeling emotionally grateful or fulfilled at this time because it is co-present with Jupiter. But then all of that Capricorn is so serious and it is solidifying something, but it's in an opposition. So I think people are going to experience the duality of this full moon for sure.
Hmm. Yeah. And it's in the second decan of Cancer. And oh, look at you, so
I got it ready.
prepared. Yeah. And so I think some of the emotions that might be coming to the surface are the turning points or the confrontations, or even, when you think of the sense of emotional security, it's going to have to do with our friendships in some way. Like, who shows up for you?
Hmm.
Who are you not showing up for? Are there conversations that need to be had
Hmm.
to renegotiate the parameters of that friendship? But yeah, I think for some of us, we might be really reflecting on friendship and reciprocity.
So Stephanie is referring to the Three of Cups, which is the tarot card associated with this deacon. And this is a card about celebration, right? And like reunion and joy and being with the people that you love and have supported you. And I don't know if you got a chance to read T. Susan Chang's like write up about this, but in this, Deacon, she talks about like abundance versus scarcity and how we frame abundance and scarcity in a time of like we live in an abundant earth, but so many of us experience scarcity through our consciousness and through just like the billionaires that hoard all the wealth. So how do we frame abundance even outside of capitalism, like outside of just money, right? And I think it is that emotional safety and security that you find with people who support you. So I think it's like again when astrologers say like, oh, it's going to be such an abundant full moon, it's like, okay, but what does abundance actually mean to you? Like, is it actually money? Is it resources? Is it a feeling? And you know, Cancer and Capricorn, that axis is also about family and tradition. What do we preserve and conserve and uphold? And I think what you said about the patterning is, yeah, like how do you want to break out of the patterns of something that maybe you've inherited through your family lineage?
Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, it's gonna be an emotional one. The moon is in its domicile, so it's a lot of feelings.
A lot of feelings. Yeah, but you got to feel to heal.
That's true. That is true.
I think
Jan
I was going
oh,
to say one more thing just about Cancer is also the relationship to the land.
mm-hmm.
So super important if you have not already like looked into whose land you are living on and occupying, you can go to native-land.ca to
Mhm.
find out and to figure out how you can give back
And
or
support. Yeah.
yeah, either through reparations or your time or whatever that looks like, but really giving reverence to the indigenous stewards of the land that you're occupying and living on in some way or form. And starting that process, very important.
Ooh, I love that you brought that up because also this is happening on the United States sun because its sun is at 13 degrees of Cancer. So big turning point for the United States of America.
Mhm.
But I love the land back thing too. And I think of Cancer and Jupiter in Cancer specifically as a transit about like in the one hand community care and how are we taking care of our community, but then on the opposite it is like nationalism and what is that organization that Erica Kirk is now like the head of? It's some
Turning point.
yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. All the
It,
memes of her and the fireworks are just
oh
sending
my
me.
God, how funny.
I haven't looked up her chart, but I'm like, she has to be a Leo. She has to be
She
some
has, I think,
obnoxious Leo.
she has, I think, a Scorpio moon or a
Mm,
Venus in Scorpio or something
mm.
like that. But yeah, we have
But
to
the
look it up.
fireworks, I'm like, what is going on
My
with
God, the
that?
memes, oh, they're so, but they're
It's
not
so good.
exaggerating.
No, I'm looking it
I'm
up right
like,
now.
oh my God. So if y'all don't know what we're talking about, basically Erica Kirk is the widow of Charlie Kirk, who obviously was unalived, and she's like in her mourning phase, quote unquote, but she's going to these like rallies where there's like fireworks and like the memes are not exaggerating.
It's insane. Okay, we've got Scorpio Sun, Aries Moon, Mars and Aries. Okay, that explains the
Oh,
fireworks.
wow.
Yeah.
So she's
Okay.
very Martian.
Very Martian. Mars square Saturn.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll have to do a separate deep dive into this person's
Yeah.
chart. But
And then
anyways.
it came out in December that she's Lebanese.
Oh, really?
Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
wild.
I think we're going to see more of her. So January 6th, Venus in Capricorn will conjunct the sun in Capricorn at 16 degrees.
Yeah. So this is the rebirth of Venus.
Hmm.
And you know, a kazimi is an Arabic word for in the heart of. It is a moment of strengthening and renewal for all Venusian topics. Venus has to
Mhm.
do with our personal values, our creativity, our personal relationships, and even our finances. And it's a turning point or a
Mhm.
moment of revelation or making an important decision or having an important interaction or conversation or signing a contract, making a commitment of some sort. I just threw this in there just for shits and giggles, but the last time this happened was January 8th, 2022,
Mhm.
when Venus was retrograde in Capricorn and met with the sun at 18 degrees. So, very similar, close place in the sky.
Mhm.
I only remember that because it's the day before my dad died. So I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
yeah. So I was like, okay, something's reoccurring for me.
Ooh.
Um,
Oh, interesting. I was actually thinking about this retrograde too, because that was the Venus retrograde I wrote my book under.
mm,
And I was like, oh wow, I haven't written anything since then.
but you're starting to. You're
I
working
am.
on it.
I'm working on it now. But wow, thank you for putting that in because
Uh,
now I'm like, okay, I gotta lock in, you
yeah,
know.
lock in.
Venus and Capricorn is locking it in
But there's something that's bringing us back to that time period.
time period. Whoa.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think Venus in because Venus and Mars have been invisible since November, I think. So I think relationship things will get more clarity this month.
Hmm. Hmm.
If your personal relationships have been like wonky and weird, which I know for a lot of people they have.
Yep.
So we love that. January 7th, which is the next day, Venus in Capricorn will conjunct Mars in Capricorn at 18 degrees. Oh, so it is like activating that Cazimi degree from 2022 too.
Hmm. Yeah. So this is also a fresh cycle of renewal, between our two creative, relational, dynamic planets. I think for some it can be felt more positively, like it could be a new romantic relationship or committing to a creative project that you've really wanted to take action on. But Mars is Mars, and it could also be conflict in relationships or feeling frustrated and about what kind of action to take. Um,
Hmm.
Maybe you have to set a boundary or you get in a fight with a lover or a bestie or a creative partner or something like that.
Yeah, I know a couple of people with Venus Mars conjunctions natally, and they seem to have difficulty with relating to people.
I
'Cause it's like,
am born of
right?
one, and yeah,
Yeah. Because it's like the Venus part is I want to bond with this person. I want to, like attracts like, but then the Mars kind of comes in and is like, now get away from me. It's like that hot, cold feeling.
totally.
My sister is a Venus Mars person, so that's why I know this very well.
Oh my gosh, we both have them in our family. That's so
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, because sometimes like I don't know what to make of this in like a transit because it is a transit that's going to unfold because it's a conjunction. Whatever like wherever you have Capricorn in your natal chart, this is going to unfold, obviously. So I never know what to make of it as like a transit.
I'd say
But
definitely pay attention to the house that Capricorn
Mhm.
rules, like those type of themes. There's a sense of renewal and
Mhm.
freshening up and dealing with any hidden frustrations or frustrations that you've ignored in regarding those topics in your life.
Mhm. Yeah. The next day, Mercury in Capricorn will sextile the North Node in Pisces.
Sweet. Bringing
Huge
us back to the
connection.
first day of the year, when the sun and Venus met with the North Node. And I think just maybe conversations or decisions or ideas that kind of help you further along with some of your
Mhm.
goals.
Yes. On January 9th, there's two aspects, two transits. The Sun in Capricorn will conjunct Mars in Capricorn at 19 degrees, and then Venus in Capricorn will oppose Jupiter in Cancer at 20 degrees.
Yeah.
So we have like a Mars Cazimi.
Yes. A Mars Cazimi after the Venus Cazimi.
Mhm.
Um, it's so much going on. I just want to say, like, when I was like typing up these notes, so it's a very 19 degrees is a very cardinal is a very important degree in my chart, and I cried when I typed up these notes.
This is my South Node. I'm like,
Yeah.
what WTF is gonna happen?
Yeah, I was like, it literally made me cry. I was like, oh no, this is not going to be good. Okay, but I think for other people who aren't us, right? There is potential for it to be good. I think the Mars Kazemi is the rebirth of your motivation, your
Mhm.
drive, standing up for yourself, asserting yourself. Like, but also Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so this is kind of like you practicing what you preach and maybe recommitting to embodying and taking action that are in alignment with, you know, what you like believe in or stand
Mhm.
up for, want to protect or defend in the world. Um, Great kind of energy for starting something new. And on the same day, Venus is opposite Jupiter. Like those are the two luckiest planets in the sky. You know, there is this element of support or celebration or gratitude that's also coming through.
Yeah. I really like Mars and Capricorn because it's like slow and steady action that's going to be fruitful for the long term versus like Mars and Aries, which is like, let's do it now. And like, let's think about later, you know? And I do like this conjunction. It's a, like you said, good day to set an intention around building something in your Capricorn house, whatever that is. And I like when benefics connect, even if it's a challenging aspect, like an opposition.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if some people might receive some money on this day or like a lucky break, you know?
Definitely.
It
Yes.
could be really cute for some people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the next day, it's like Kazemi, conjunction, opposition. January 20th is the Sun in Capricorn opposing Jupiter in Cancer at 20 degrees. So 20, between like 18, 20 degrees is like a hot spot. On the same day, Mars in Capricorn will oppose Jupiter in Cancer at 20 degrees.
Yeah. So this is January 10th. We have, it's just like a marathon, right?
Hmm.
Like the sun opposite Jupiter, that can be great for recognition, for making progress on your goals, personal goals, for standing up for what you believe in, for
Hmm.
having more faith and optimism. Um, so that can
Standing
be
out,
standing out.
standing out, like maybe you're getting a promotion at work,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you have a viral moment.
Yes. Yes. So that's can be lovely energy. It can also kick up egos
Hmm.
of certain people.
Hmm.
So keep that in mind as well. And then Mars opposite Jupiter, you're either like taking a big risk or like doing something impressive and like making a lot of progress on something, or you're fighting with people.
Yeah.
It's
And
probably more of an and or.
they're both exalted, which I think gives them both the power.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both I was gonna say more towards what is it? What is you just said? Getting in fights with people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ego's getting in the way, and then you're like, no, my way is the best way.
It feels very much like Mars in Capricorn is taking action based on what has been in the past and
Hmm.
traditional values
Hmm.
and versus Jupiter and Cancer is what protects and benefits and nurtures
Hmm.
like the collective or that
Yeah.
kind of energy. Yeah.
Yeah. I always tell Capricorns that their own like loyalty and filial duty could be also their downfall because sometimes we shouldn't preserve certain traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's beautiful that we all have cultural norms and traditions, but something like a Turning Point USA or like something that harms people, it's like, okay, how can you break out of that? And I think when planets are in their exaltation, they tend to lean more towards like entitlement and especially because Capricorn and Cancer are about family and tradition and legacy. This could also have like a like nothing new is being created.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Boring. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I think
Boring.
that's such an important like note and observation.
Mhm.
Um, the next couple of transits I just threw in there, but it's like from January 11th through the 13th. We're just basically in Chiron land.
Mhm. Yeah, so Venus, January 11th, Venus in Capricorn will square Chiron in Aries. The next day, the Sun in Capricorn will square Chiron in Aries. And then the next day, January 13th, Mars in Capricorn will square Chiron in Aries. And these activations to Chiron is like, again, when we talked about Chiron stationing direct in Aries, like now Chiron's getting like triggered.
Yeah, by the personal planets. So they're closer to
Mhm.
Earth. We're feeling it a little bit more intensely. It's also reactivating all of those Kazimis that we had,
Mhm.
right? With Venus and Mars. So similar themes and topics are coming up, but now it's folding in some of our pain and our wounds and our insecurities,
Mhm.
but also prompting us to choose differently, to, you
Yes.
know, yeah. But I think it's going to be a little a tender spot.
Yeah, to our point about Capricorn and how it does preserve legacy and tradition, Aries is about doing something new and different, like standing out, being an individual. And so hopefully people will take this time to heal and do their own inner work so that you're not recreating from trauma patterns
Yeah.
and like staying in the same place
Yep.
hopefully.
Yeah.
January 14th, Mercury in Capricorn will oppose Jupiter in Cancer at 19 degrees.
Yeah. And this is reactivating January 9th when Venus was opposite Jupiter and January 10th when Mars was opposite Jupiter. So again, we're kind of still rehashing some of the events that took place earlier this year,
Mhm.
and we're finding out more information because
Yeah.
it's Mercury. I think
Hmm.
when Mercury is opposite Jupiter, it can really it can be like inflammatory, right?
Hmm.
Like it can really take something small, a conversation that was small, a comment that was meant to be kind of just like a throwaway comment and really blow it up. So, um we do have these, you want to watch out for that. You know, people might have bigger reactions. And it can be a great transit for learning, you know, for working with your mind, learning new things, broadening your perspective and horizons. But I think it also, we're missing the tiny details, right? Like it's
Yeah.
harder to come up with the small ideas and steps and plans to execute the big ideas that we're having under this energy.
Hmm. Yeah, just, I mean, you said it all there. I think you might be hearing news on this day, or an overabundance of news on this day.
Yes, yes.
On the same day, Venus in Capricorn will sextile Saturn in Pisces at 27 degrees. And this is lovely because Venus is in the sign of Saturn, and Saturn is in the sign of Venus's exaltation. So there's some reception there. I think it's supportive. I love sextiles because it's like two elements that work really well together that support each other.
That's particularly cute. I didn't notice
Yeah.
the mutual reception, but I love that you pointed that out. I think that's
Yeah.
going to be great.
Hmm. And it's at Venus's exaltation degree, 27.
Oh.
And yeah, I really like this. It's like it's it's a sextile, so it's like a very short little blip, but and some people might not even notice it, but this could be cute to do something with like somebody that you like or love and recommit or something. Tell someone you like them.
A great time to commit to something creative or that you
Yes.
enjoy, or a person, or sign a contract. And I think
Mhm.
it also, with this in the backdrop of the day, it kind of adds a little bit more sweetness to the Mercury Jupiter opposition. Like it could, maybe you learn lucky news.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The next day, Venus is on January 15th. Venus in Capricorn will trine Uranus and Taurus at 27 degrees, and then Mercury in Capricorn will square Chiron in Aries at 22 degrees.
Interesting combo. I
Mhm.
love Venus sextile Uranus. I think that's just so gentle and subtle, but it
Mhm.
gives you like this innovative energy and it helps you take risks and try new things and it's just fun. It's fun energy.
Mhm.
But then Mercury square Chiron, like something is making us feeling a little sad.
Yeah, someone's telling us that we're ugly.
Something, something's hitting the core wound. A button is being pushed.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I like when we always talk about Venus when it's in a square to Uranus and how you always show your butt online.
Hmm.
And but this is like, earth energy. It's very exciting. It's like not stable, but like, I don't know, something cute can happen
Yeah,
this day.
yeah, yeah.
But then not.
But that's life, right? With
That's true.
duality, like
It's
you
true.
might have a sweet moment that you're so grateful for, and then
Yeah.
you might have an important realization about some wounds you're ready to continue to work on.
Right. Like if you have any self-sabotaging thoughts, this is like Mercury square Chiron.
And the square helps you take action to change the thought patterns and stop
Yes.
the limiting beliefs. So it can be
Yes,
useful.
it can. And on January 17th, there's a lot going on. So make sure you look out for this day because Venus in Capricorn will sextile Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees. So that's the first one. The Sun in Capricorn will sextile Saturn in Pisces at 27 degrees. Then later on, Venus enters Aquarius, and then the Sun in Capricorn will trine Uranus and Taurus at 27 degrees. And then Mercury in Capricorn will conjunct Mars in Capricorn at 26 degrees.
Whoa.
A
Busy
lot.
day,
Yeah.
but kind of lovely energy. This is
Hmm.
actually my favorite electional astrology day of
Ooh.
the year or of the month. Um, I think there's some good planetary energy there.
Hmm. Ooh, that's a good call.
Hmm.
What's the moon doing that day? Should look.
Uh,
Uh, well, it's right before the new moon in Capricorn, so it's in Capricorn.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's really cute.
Hmm.
Um, I Mercury and Mars, we had a conjunction in Scorpio back in October,
Yep.
right?
And
And
another one in Sagittarius.
right, that's right. And so in the one hand, Mercury and Mars, and what's his name? Mamdani has this in his chart, natally,
Hmm.
Zoran Mamdani in
Hmm.
Scorpio. So it's very like quick. It's like quick, I guess like thinking, replies, comebacks. Which is what I noticed about Zohran Mamdani. He was like very sharp and quick about his like um, when he would like be in the debates.
Hmm.
This is also like a good day to have a long-term plan and put it into action.
Yep. Yep.
What do you think about that? You don't have a Mercury conjunct Mars, but you have them in the same sign.
Oh no, they're conjunct.
Oh, they are?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, so how
Yeah.
do you feel about this?
Everything you described is like so on brand. Something that I used to get like in trouble with my dad was when we would fight, he was like, "You're too quick." And I was like, "It's not my fault that you can't think up comebacks or like come up with logic, you know? Like it's not my problem." That but yeah, a quick mind.
Hmm.
Editors, like a lot of editing, whether it's like actually editing, writing, or like editing out your closet or doing a deep purge of your home. That can be
Ooh.
good. It's also, I would say, like setting boundaries around your spending, maybe like stopping or contributing to the BDS movements and like
Hmm.
starting to reshuffle who you support, because Mercury in ancient astrology is commerce.
That's true.
Um, but definitely
Ooh, I like
taking
that.
taking initiation on your ideas, actions. And like you said, it's in Capricorn. So we have that wherewithal to get it done and stick
Mhm.
with it.
Yeah. I have been saying this to a lot of my clients, like, who are you investing your time, energy, and money into? Is it some like CEO who doesn't deserve your dollars or attention, or are you investing, which is like a Saturn word, into other like people's businesses, small businesses, their Substacks, their Patreons? Like, I I just think it's crazy that in 2026 now we are continuing to make these billionaires rich. Like they have these super yachts. They don't need our money.
Yeah.
So I think that when you said the BDS thing, it like, oh yeah, for sure. Mercury conjunct Mars and Capricorn.
Hmm.
And I have Venus in Aquarius, so
Tell
I
us, tell
really
us, tell
like
us.
this. I really like, obviously, it's going to be my Venus return. I always say, like, Venus and Aquarius people are sapiosexuals. Like, we are turned on by intellectualism, which I feel like is dying. Like,
Hmm.
nobody reads a book anymore. Nobody, like, researches anymore. So, whenever I hear, like, a smart person, I'm like, purr.
Yes. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So I think Venus and Aquarius people just like being stimulated by the mind and making connections, connecting the dots and friendships and community. I don't necessarily like people. I actually hate people sometimes, but I think the overall like idea of humanity is something that that I really like, love.
For sure. Aquarius is the only other sign, zodiac sign, other than Gemini, that has a human as its symbol, right? So there's
True.
this big emphasis on humanity, the collective.
Mhm.
Venus is our personal values.
Mhm.
Get involved. Meet
Yes.
meet your neighbors, like taking small steps. You don't have to like come up with, we're not going to individually, no one is going to fix this on our own, right? It's the small steps that we take in our daily lives and in our community that are going to move the needle.
That's so true. And as a Venus and Aquarius person, I don't tend to buy a lot of things in terms of like clothes or like I feel like Venus in Libra or Taurus or Leo even, they really spend money on like looking good. I feel like I spend my money on books and
Mm.
like things that enrich my mind.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
I like that.
are we good with January 17th? Should we move on?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. January 18th is the new moon in Capricorn and it's happening at 28 degrees.
Yeah, this one, it's forming an aspect with every single planet in the sky. I'll say the next aspect is the sextile to Neptune, which is great,
Mhm.
supportive. I think the energy is mostly supportive. Um, it's in the third decan of Capricorn, which is the Four of Pentacles. And, for me, that's all about security as well. I think the fact that it's taking place at 28 degrees also kind of signifies the ending of something. So maybe there is an ending of a certain job or contract, or maybe there is an ending of your relationship with scarcity. Maybe that's evolving for the better. Um, but I think, yeah, that it has all of this month's important aspects baked into it as well.
Yes.
So,
Yes. I love this new moon.
mhm.
I love that baked into the new moon is that Mercury Mars conjunction and it's conjunct the new moon. And it just feels like you're rewriting a story about your personal finances or the sense of safety and security. Like what does it take to make you feel this way in an embodied way? Because I've felt abundant when I had like no money. Like I felt like I was like on the right track when I've had no money, but then when I've had a lot of money, I've also felt like I was poor. So it is
Mhm.
like, what is that sweet spot? What is that feeling within? And I also like that the ruler of this new moon, Saturn, is in a sextile to the new moon. So it witnesses the new moon. And
Mm.
and I think that is really nice and supportive. What I do think is interesting is a new moon is like a 6 month cycle, right? But within that time period, Saturn changes signs in like a month. So I think some form of this new moon intention that you're setting is going to pivot in some way. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
like
really
that.
like it.
Hmm.
So a lot's happening in the Capricorn house. Hello. On January 18th. Did I say this part? Mercury in Capricorn is sextile Saturn in Pisces at 27 degrees.
And
And
no,
then
we forgot to mention this. So this is also baked into the new moon, which is super
yes.
amazing.
Yes. And then Mercury in Capricorn will trine Uranus and Taurus at 27 degrees. So this is all happening within the new moon.
Yeah,
So a lot
amazing.
of
Great.
Mercury stuff. Yeah.
Great for coming up with ideas, signing contracts,
Mhm.
and trying something new and sticking with it because Uranus, Saturn, which is kind of great.
Yes. January 19th, the Sun in Capricorn will sextile Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees for the last time. And then the Sun will enter Aquarius, which is Aquarius season. Whoa, January 19th. Then Venus in
Mhm.
Aquarius will conjunct Pluto in Aquarius at 3 degrees. Then Saturn in Pisces will sextile Uranus and Taurus at 27 degrees. Mars and Capricorn will trine Uranus and Taurus at 27 degrees. And then Mars and Capricorn will sextile Saturn in Pisces at 27 degrees. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Busy day. I think that the energy of the day is mostly supportive. The iffy spot is going to be that Venus Pluto conjunction. It's going to highlight some of our fears and our insecurities, power struggles and dynamics in our relationships, our fear of being seen and sharing our creative gifts and talents. Um, putting us face to face with our shadow side and relational dynamics that need to shift or change or evolve or transform or heal in some way. But
Hmm.
I think Saturn and Uranus coming together is probably my favorite part of the day. And the fact that Mars is meeting with them as well. Saturn
Hmm.
and Uranus rarely come together because they're those two outer planets. So this is kind of rare energy and it gives you the commitment and dedication to try new things. Or maybe if you have been trying something new, it's starting to stabilize or materialize in your real life in some way.
Hmm. Okay, so I have a little bit of a Debbie Downer news.
Tell us, tell us.
Okay, so I'll say the Debbie Downer news first, and then what I think this day would be great for. So, in my research, and I think I mentioned this last year, Pearl Harbor was bombed when Uranus was retrograde at 27 degrees of Taurus, which was like, which is how the United States entered World War II, right?
Oh,
So with all of these connections, I mean, they're supportive connections, right? Sextiles and trines are cute. But I don't know. I do not trust this government at all. I could see like a false flag event happening or some reason for them to go into some escalated either proxy war or invasion of some place. Because I was like, oh, I think something's going to happen at 27 degrees of Taurus when it's retrograde. And then when Uranus goes into Gemini is, the the repeat of a lot of these revolutionary wars.
mm,
How I think we should use this day is to organize, like community organize, go to a meeting, doing a direct action. What I found in like my very, very limited time of community organizing in the last 2 years is that A movement is more sustainable when it's rooted in love, joy, and creativity. When it's just based on anger and depression, people like lose steam and then they start to project those traumas and hostilities towards people within the group. And so it's really important to do the inner healing work and transmuting these like this rage and like you said, cry and using that energy to direct it to the powers that be versus each other, like the
Mm.
lateral violence that usually happens within activism. And oftentimes when I organize events, it's not like we're protesting per se. We're creating art. We're like writing poetry. We're getting to know each other and building trust with each other. We're singing and we're dancing and we're like, but that is part of the movement too, because a lot of people think activism within a white supremacist colonial framework is just like anger and like, I'm gonna march the streets or like, but that's just one form of resistance. So this day when I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, this would be such a great day to gather with community and especially with Venus conjunct Pluto. And even like it could even go as deep as like a healing workshop with people, doing shadow
Mhm.
work with people, because we heal in community. And so yeah, that's my long spiel about January 19th.
No, that is so beautiful, and thank you for sharing all of that. It's such an important reminder.
Mhm. Because things are going to get a little chaotic, I think, this year. So we have to have our sense about ourselves and be rooted, which is why I think this Capricorn energy is helpful.
Yep.
The next day, January 20th, Mercury in Capricorn will sextile Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees, and then Mercury will enter Aquarius.
So
So,
that feels a little bit kind of like a final gift. And same with the day prior when Saturn meets with Uranus. It's like these planets are having kind of their final connections in these signs before these outer
mhm.
planets change signs. Neptune won't be back in Pisces for another, what, 165 years or something like that. So there's a little gift between your Capricorn and Pisces sections of your birth chart. Great for healing conversations, divination work, meaningful exchanges,
Mhm.
creative exchanges.
Yeah, Mercury's like, give me the tea before you leave, Pisces.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, creative writing could be great on that day. And then Mercury in Aquarius. Do you have any like delineations or
Uh, I think when Mercury is in Aquarius, our we might be thinking more innovatively, more
Mhm.
future oriented. Um, Not really. It's the Mercury opposite for me, so I don't get it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. You're like, huh? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
It's still ruled by Saturn, but it's a fixed air sign. So I do think they're unlike Capricorn, I think Mercury and Aquarius people do like they do talk, they do connect the dots, they do share what they're thinking. I was gonna say there's like a coldness sometimes to them. I know a Mercury and Aquarius person
Or
and
direct, right?
direct and yeah, I think they do tend to look more towards the future. Like they think outside the box too. And the when I'm thinking about the Mercury and Aquarius person I know, she definitely uses her writing as a way to help like the collective.
Mm,
And but that's a conscious Mercury and Aquarius person.
right. It's very also a social time, right?
Yeah.
Like definitely going to be a time where we're socializing more as a
Mhm.
fixed Mercury, speaking for myself and the
Mhm.
Mercury and Aquarius people. We're more stubborn. We're more attached to our opinions.
That's true.
So, conversations can be a little frustrating. You're not going to change a fixed Mercury's mind.
Nope.
It's not going to happen.
Nope. On January 21st, Mercury in Aquarius will conjunct the Sun in Aquarius at 1 degree. So a cazimi with Mercury.
Mhm.
And I think with Mercury in Aquarius and then Mercury cazimi, I think this is a good time if you've thought about sharing on social media to do that.
Mm.
Like you
Hmm.
could really share ideas on technological devices or a Substack or share your writing with people.
I love that. And I think sharing vulnerably and facing some of your fears around
Mhm.
sharing and taking up space because that Kazemi is really, really close to Pluto.
It is. Which on the next day, Mercury in Aquarius will conjunct Pluto in Aquarius at 3 degrees. So this is a great day to do like research, deep research, or investigative journalism. Be a whistleblower at your company,
Yes. Yes. Yep.
start a union, create a strike.
100%. It's like it's a big day of whatever has been swept under the rug is revealed, and conversations can center on power struggles or um, setting important boundaries or reclaiming your power,
Hmm.
changing your relationship with your own mind, how you speak to
Yeah,
yourself.
that's so true. Yeah. Yes. Like exposing, exposés.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Hmm. On the same day, Mars and Capricorn will sextile Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees.
Great for taking action on your dreams, for being creatively inspired, or taking action based on your sense of compassion and what you care about, and for the collective, standing up for people who are vulnerable and need it most.
Hmm. Like humanitarianism is a Neptune thing, and you could really take action towards that. Yeah. There was a Mars square Neptune during Sagittarius season. So I'm wondering if this is just like a little cute little nod back to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good call out.
Yeah. That was in December sometime. And then on the next day, January 23rd, Mars will enter Aquarius, and then the Sun in Aquarius will conjunct Pluto in Aquarius at 3 degrees.
Okay, so interesting. When you were talking about like proxy war and some like a plot thickening and building, this was the day. I was going to say the same thing, but for this day.
Oh,
And the reason I think that it's this day is because a couple days later, Neptune enters Aries. And
yes.
immediately after Neptune enters Aries, we have a Mars Pluto conjunction, which is a brand new cycle of death.
Well, both could happen on both
Right?
days. You never
Right?
know.
No, 100%, 100%. Like when you were building your case, I was like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Ugh.
or like maybe to your point, that's what starts it all. Right. And then
Hmm.
maybe the public becomes more aware of it around this time or something. But it feels like
Ooh.
something big is building because, the second Mars enters Aquarius, it's working its way towards Pluto. The sun forming a conjunction with Pluto is authority figures and power.
Mhm.
We saw this aspect on on the
On yeah.
inauguration day, and yeah, I just think that starting January 23rd, collectively, personally too, but collectively, we're entering a new ball game.
Oh yeah. Um, it's so interesting too because people who to me like had no idea what was going on or were feeling the effects of things that we've been noticing since October 2023. Recently, they've been like, wow, I've just been realizing like how I don't remember the exact words that they've used, but even people who weren't feeling it are feeling it now.
Hmm.
Whatever the energy buildup is and like the fascist state that we're currently in or whatever it is, the technocrats, it's like people are really noticing it now. And I'm like, yeah, it's been happening. Hello, welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I totally missed the fact that Neptune was entering Aries. And your note says brings us back to 1861 when the what was that war?
Civil War. Ah! And the reason the reason why make it cute. Um
Just
the
nervous laughter.
Yeah, nervous laughter for sure. Because the reason why I think in particular that this time it's more of a big deal is because immediately in 1861, when Neptune entered Aries, it was the first day of the Civil War.
Hmm.
And so we had a preview of Neptune in Aries in 2025, and now it's here
Yeah,
for the next.
14 years.
There we go.
Yeah. And if you research what happened before the actual Civil War and like what led up to it, it's like we're experiencing similar things now, or we have been for the last like 2 years.
Mhm.
So it is like everything's kind of being set up in this way. And but like we've been saying, we have the power to turn things around. And I think using these activations in Aquarius can help us combat some of this, like things that people think we don't have any control over. And I think what's going to be interesting to see is if they do a draft again,
Oh,
and then
for sure. That's
when
happening.
this is when people are really going to start to pay attention because all of a sudden their sons and husbands are going to have to go off to war in a war that they don't believe in, right? Or want to
Yeah.
fight.
Yep. A
It's like
hundred percent. That.
Vietnam.
Yep.
I can't fight. I'm an elder millennial.
No, I don't think we're on the list. We're on some other
Okay.
list. You know what I
We're on
mean?
some other list. So,
Yeah, but not that list.
not that list. Mars in Aquarius, do you have any like keywords for that?
Fighting, defending humanity, you know, taking action for the collective, taking risks, trying new things. What about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say something again with technology, AI. They start to, I'm like, what have they not done? You know, because of like the face ID recognition stuff, they hold us at the borders or they surveil us even more than they're doing. Whatever AI stuff they're doing, I don't know. I feel like they've already been doing it, so my imagination is very limited.
Yeah, I think that's a good, it definitely AI stuff, harmful AI stuff. You're right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Surveillance. Hmm.
Yes. And oh, January 27th, Mars in Aquarius conjunct Pluto in Aquarius at 3 degrees. Ew. You wrote ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time these two come together, there's some bombing somewhere. I'm
Yep.
sorry I have to say it.
Yeah, I mean that's not fear mongering. It's just like pattern recognition, and it's true, and that's why I have this concern of seeing Neptune enter Aries and then immediately Mars forms a conjunction with Pluto. It feels almost like when Neptune enters Aries on January 26th, there's something that quote unquote happens. But I also think that there is misinformation or they're misguiding the public in some way to
Mhm.
justify some sort of occupation, proxy
Mhm.
war, invasion, occupation, et cetera, right?
Mhm.
On the 27th. That feels very much. Um,
That's so true.
so we'll see. I think personally, Neptune in Aries is going to help you deal with reality checks in
Mhm.
the Aries section of your chart. So this is a bigger transit for us all personally as well. Um, January 27th, the Mars Pluto conjunction, we had this on February 13th of 2024 for the first time in our lives.
Mhm.
So if you can think back to that time period, similar themes, topics, or might come up. You want to know what mine was? I
What?
I remember. I was about a month away from giving birth and it was starting to hit me. Like I was so big, I could barely move and I was like this thing has to come out, you know? And so I watched birth videos and I was terrified. I watched
Oh
like
no.
just all these birth videos of all these people just like bleeding out and like
Mhm.
birthing babies and I just sobbed in bed all day. And I
Oh
was
my
like, I have
gosh.
to do that.
But that was a good way to confront your fear, which is Mars conjunct Pluto.
That's what I did.
Yeah, like wow, what a what a thing to do before you give birth.
I know Joey took the phone away after a couple
Were you
hours. He's
like,
like, you've
I
seen
changed my
enough.
mind. I changed my
Yeah.
mind.
Yes. Yes. I kept telling him, I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. He's like, well, it has to come out somehow, you know?
Oh my gosh. Well, because in I think Babylonian astrology, Mars, before they like discovered Pluto, was the god of death too.
Yeah.
So it's like the two death gods coming together.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And but it is a good day to use this constructively, like to face your fears and to like I mean, I would use this to like get revenge on somebody who's been abusing you.
Get
I
like,
love revenge.
yeah, tell him about the freezer spell.
Okay, so this is what you should do, shall do on January 27th. If there's somebody who's harassing you, who's annoying you, or even just like you feel like they're monitoring you, you know, like those monitoring spirits, what you do is you take a piece of paper and you write their name, first and last name, and you can even write like to stop bothering me, stop watching me, whatever it is. I use a Ziploc freezer bag. I don't know if you use something just because it fits in my freezer because I have like 10 people in there right now. Uh, I can't be having all these containers. And I put in the piece of paper with their name, I fold it up, and then this is my own personal concoction, but I've seen people use different herbs. I use coffee grinds for quickness,
Mm.
red pepper for like spiciness, salt for protection. And I've seen other people use like mugwort and like bay leaves and stuff like that. Like if you want to also receive like anytime they give you like an evil eye and instead of it going to you could turn it into money, then I've seen people use like bay leaves and stuff like that or bergamot, and then you pour water into this freezer bag, and while you're doing this like really set the intention that you're ready to cut them out and that they can't watch you, they can't harass you, and then you put this bag in the freezer. And as long as it's in the freezer, this person, it works every time. Like it's like it's not crazy, but it's magic.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you could do that on this day.
Excellent suggestion.
Yes. You have people in your freezer too, right?
I don't have anyone in my freezer, but I've never put anyone in my freezer, but I do limpias. That's my
Okay.
way. I'll do like a cord
Yes.
cutting visualization. I'll do a limpia and I'm like,
Mhm.
get out of here. And it works.
Yes.
Same.
And Stephanie helped me with that too. When I went to visit her in July, she helped, but you did a barida on me,
We did a barida. Hmm.
and that could also be good on this day.
Yeah, any type of cord cutting, kind of setting a boundary with whatever magic or ancestral magic that your lineage is a part of can be so, so helpful in healing. But I love, when we were catching up, you're like, I have 10 people in my freezer. I was dying laughing. I'm like, that's so hilarious and so witchy. I love it.
Harm to none, but like stop harassing me. Jeez.
Yeah.
And I love that it's an Aquarius, which is like in on theme with the freezing, you know?
Yes. Yes. Oh my
It's
gosh.
like I'm gonna freeze you out of my life. Like not
Hmm.
only do you not deserve to watch me, but you're not gonna be in
Yes.
my life.
Yes.
And it works. It works like that day, if not like a couple days after.
Hmm.
Okay, so January 29th, this is our last transit. Mercury in Aquarius will conjunct Venus in Aquarius at 14 degrees. And I really like this to sign contracts. Yeah. sign contracts,
It
announce
feels
something.
announce something. Yeah. It feels almost like so gaslighty or like up and back because like
Mhm.
we've just come from this insane period and then it's like, oh, here's a sweet moment to end
I
the month,
know.
you know? So but this is a great way to end the month, really.
Mhm.
Anytime a planet forms a conjunction with Venus, it's creating a new cycle and it's there's a little support there, so mental support, creative support, romantic support, community support. Um, there could be lucky news. You could, yeah, just feel more
Alliance.
connected.
Yeah.
Alliances. Yeah, you
Mhm.
could feel more connected to your creative mind too.
Mhm. I
Mhm.
think it's because like the empire is crumbling at our feet. And so obviously there's going to be unhinged chaos. But in your own personal life, you could be going through such an amazing awakening growth time. Like I know we are affected by our environment, but somebody, Karen Atia, who used to be a journalist at the Washington Post, she got fired last year. But she said to me, if empire is falling and the economy is like basically like what is the economy? You might as well follow your dreams.
Yep.
You might as well do the best you can and make things happen. So I take that advice very seriously.
I love that. I mean, we are here to experience joy too, and
Hmm.
all that life offers. And you remaining and sitting in this period of consuming what empire wants us to feel
Hmm.
is just a loss of hope, right?
Hmm.
Hopelessness and anger and all of these things. Like that's letting them win. So
Yeah.
allow yourself to soak up joy and being human when you can, if you can. And yeah, I just think that's such an important reminder.
And use your free will to the best of your ability. That's my 2026 mantra.
I love
I'm
it.
going to use it to my best capacity.
Yep. I love that.
Okay, January. That's all. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support.
And we'll see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.